I know. I'm late. Sorry. Going to a furry convention can really throw you off your schedule. It was awesome, by the way. I don't like it, especially on a theme month. What do I even call this now? Theme bi-weekly month? Anyway, it's June. That means it is Pride Month, baby. Time to celebrate everything about LGBTQIA sexuality. That is a mouthful to say. Sooner or later, we're going to have a whole LGBT alphabet. I may be a little late, but better late than ever. Eh? Screw you, that is ironically funny. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, my name is David Popovich, aka the Bookworm, and welcome to Bookworm Reviews. Sit back and relax as we dive into Better Nate Than Ever by Tim Federle. I'd rather not start with any backstory. Alright, makes my job a lot easier. This book is, life hasn't always been easy. My first word was mama. And then, the other babies are teasing me. Okay, I thought you said you weren't. My parents weren't very good about documenting my childhood. My older brother got all the video footage. Do you know what the word hypocrite means? By the time I was born, disturbing the tranquility of Anthony's remarkable career as a 3-year-old wonder jock, the video cameras were fully trained on his every sprint, gasp, dive, and volley. Oh, you're done? Wasn't sure. You seem to love talking about yourself, forgetting that it's my job to review this book. I've done this for 2 years, kid. I kinda know what I'm doing. Shut up. So we good? Okay. The book follows 13-year-old Nate Foster, and as he said, his life is pretty terrible. He's an outcast at school, his parents are more obsessed with their jock-centric son, and everyone likes to call Nate a certain little F-word because his mannerisms and hobbies don't match the lifestyle of Jenksburg, Pennsylvania, where men are men. The only thing he has that makes life just a bit bearable is what any young misunderstood outcast would enjoy: Broadway musicals. Along with his only, but awesome friend Libby, the two immerse themselves into the bright and colorful world of theater. Then Nate's call to action arrives from, of all places, a Facebook post to audition for a Broadway musical version of E.T. called E.T. the Broadway Musical Version, and they're looking for a young boy to play Elliot. Really? E.T. the Musical. Worked for cannibals, it'll work for him. And what do you know? It just so happens that the audition will happen when his parents are away for their anniversary and his brother at an important track meet. What a convenient coincidence! With Libby's help, the two plan out the day so Nate can audition, knowing this was my one-shot ticket out of Jenksburg, Pennsylvania. But if you ever auditioned in show business before, you know Nate is in for the roughest day of his life that can make his greatest dreams come true, or like many others before him, shatter into the oblivion of the abyss. Yeah, auditions are terrible. First off, this is a huge love letter to everything Broadway. Tim Federle comes from Broadway, dancing in 5 musicals over a decade while also working as an associate choreographer on Billy Elliot, which the book draws heavy inspiration from, mainly of the young boys putting their minds and bodies on the line, but there is a bit of a similarity considering the two are about a misunderstood youth taking up a pastime that is not considered manly. Which leads to one of the most interesting parts, Nate's character. Early on, it is clear as day that everyone thinks he is gay, but you won't have Nate fully say it. It's barely a topic he even wants to talk about. My sexuality, by the way, is off topic and unrelated. I am undecided. Tim deliberately did that because remember, Nate is only 13. He's going through puberty and sexuality for the first time. He's still establishing his sexual identity, which every LGBT person has had to go through. You don't realize it instantaneously. It's something that develops over time. It's more underplayed because the story is your standard underdog trying to make his mark. though it's hard to deny Nate's preference. As anyone can see, he likes men. But it's not his defining feature. It's not there, but it's not the focus, if that makes any sense. Though he does have a tendency to want to dress up as a woman for Halloween. Don't get any ideas about me always wanting to go as a woman for Halloween. At least twice I've been a male smart.
Oh no, he didn't.
But even with the clear attraction to men, no one around him really knows that. The only reason they call him a certain little F word is because he fits into the stereotype. He hates sports, has a stickly body, loves theater, and to sing and dance. And remember, he's growing up in a town where men are supposed to be men. Where even his parents, not so subtly, try to tell Nate, you could at least try to take a page from Anthony's book to fit in. That was his mom. You meeting any nice girls at school, son? Dad, I'm 13. Can't start too young. And that's his dad. His parents give him a lot of crap for a teenager. And I wish the book had a moment where Nate just took all that crap his parents put on him, rolled it up into a ball, and dumped it all over them. Just to show how utterly despicable they are to their son. A good old classic, F you guys, you don't deserve Nate Foster. There is a tiny bit in the third act, but it doesn't feel that satisfying. Believe me, they are not Parents of the Year material. But that's just part of the book. Let's not forget that this is all about Nate auditioning for E.T. the Broadway Musical. If that doesn't show you the tongue-in-cheek humor the book has, I don't know what will. But it's all about the audition, and my God, if you've ever been a part of the audition process, this book captures just how goddamn awful auditions are. Filled with overbearing casting people, nagging assistants, and parents clearly trying to piggyback off of their child's success. They are the worst job interviews on the planet. Hell is a casting room. The book also loves to talk a bit about Broadway in general, mainly having Nate use musical flops as swear words. They are some of the funniest highlights of the book, because some of the musicals mentioned include Dance of the Vampire, featuring an entire song called Garlic, not even joking, Carrie with a mile of spandex and fake pig's blood, I Want Pictures, and the most infamous of them all, Moose Murders, where, I quote, a mummified paraplegic rises from his wheelchair to kick a man dressed as a moose in the crotch. And you thought the room was bad. Better Nate Than Ever is a delightful little book. It's a Broadway show minus the songs. After all, Nate is every Broadway protagonist ever. You're small and scrappy and can get out of any situation the world throws at you. Though it does fall into several of the medium's tropes. Whenever it looks like Nate's journey is over, a last-minute surprise happens to save the day, and Tim does it a lot. Also, the ending feels rushed as it tries to tell us several plot lines that just seem to fix themselves off page. I know everything is coming from Nate's perspective, but there was something cheapening about it. Also, it ends on a cliffhanger. Why? 'Cause there's a sequel. If you know me, I hate when books pull this crap. Even if it's part of a series, you should at least conclude the main plot to a satisfying end. I get you want others to read the sequel to find out what happens next, but you can do better than using this cheap tactic. But that's just a personal grievance. Overall, Nate is a fun book and is very uplifting to any kid who has felt different. A fun look at Broadway, musicals, and just how magical New York is. 'Cause of course there are several passages dedicated to just how awesome New York is. What about you, Internet? What's your opinion about Better Nate Than Ever? Next week, and yes, I'll be back next week, we will cap June off by looking at one of the strangest books by one of my favorite authors that can give Baz Luhrmann a run for his money. Till next time, have a nice day.
Sky.